Hi there, thanks for coming back to the channel. My name is Mike Pitt. I make videos on business and crypto. I'm going to play a clip that relates to the title, Blackrock's Larry Fink on the future of Bitcoin, and I'm going to discuss it. And then I'll play another clip slightly later. So let's get into the first clip.
But and so we'll see how that all plays out. Specifically on Bitcoin, as I've said in the past, we're a believer in digitization of products. ETFs was a big revolution for the mutual fund industry, and it's really taking over the mutual fund industry. And we do believe that if we can create more tokenization of assets and securities, and that's what Bitcoin is, it could revolutionize again finance. And so we look at this as an opportunity to move one step further in terms of providing investors, fractions of shares, fractions of this, democratizing the cost of investing. Over the last 10 years, we've lowered the cost of iShares ETFs by 30%. So what we're trying to do is make it more accessible, more easy. The attempt in terms of what we're trying to do with crypto is make it more democratized with all the crypto and making it much cheaper for investors. Right now, the bid-ask spread for crypto is very expensive. It does erode a lot of the returns that you speak about because it costs a lot of money right now to transact Bitcoin, and it costs a lot of money to get out of that. And so we hope our regulators look at these filings as a way to democratize crypto, and we'll see in the future how that plays out.
Okay, so that's very interesting. That's Larry Fink, the chairman of Blackrock, the largest assets under management investment firm in the world, with I think $8 to $9 trillion under management. And he's saying that the spot ETF, exchange traded fund, which is a way for investors to pool their money and invest in various assets, and in this case Bitcoin, and that the application has been sent to the SEC, and obviously ETFs are SEC approved. He's saying that it's a way to democratize Bitcoin. That's coming obviously from the BlackRock perspective. For those of you who've been watching this channel for a long time, I've been investing in Bitcoin since 2017. We know that Bitcoin is already democratic in that anybody can invest in Bitcoin. It's not controlled by any one entity. Then you can self-custody, so you're not reliant on exchanges like Binance or Coinbase or Kraken or any of the other exchanges. You have control over your own investment. So it's quite, I'd say, slightly disingenuous of Larry to say that they're democratizing it by selling this version, let's say version of Bitcoin, rather than trading the absolute Bitcoin that we are currently doing now. So if you're someone who's very investment conservative in an investment sense, perhaps you'd want an ETF with the stamp of approval of the SEC and the stamp of approval from BlackRock to feel that you can invest in a version of Bitcoin. What do I think this means for Bitcoin? As Larry Fink mentioned, wider democratization of Bitcoin from the BlackRock perspective will lead to wider ownership of a version of Bitcoin and an increasing respectability, if I can use those words. Many years ago, the BlackRocks and the JP Morgans and so on and so forth wouldn't go anywhere near Bitcoin and thought it was just for gangsters, criminals, drug smugglers, etc. That was very much the narrative that they stuck to, but that's changed and come full circle now. Here we are in 2023, and BlackRock, the largest asset management company in the world, is looking to create an ETF with Bitcoin front of mind, focused on Bitcoin. So that's interesting. I also think that as respectability comes to Bitcoin and wider ownership arrives, it would also lead to more direct ownership, and that's direct ownership in the way that I advocate and recommend. You're purchasing your Bitcoin via a cryptocurrency exchange of your choosing, and then self-custodying your Bitcoin via cold storage, etc. I think that will also increase. So if you're a long time viewer of this channel, you'll know that I recommend that you dollar cost average yourself into Bitcoin, and you've been doing that and building your position over years. And when this ETF is approved and other ETFs are also approved, focused on Bitcoin, you'll be in a very strong position because your holding would increase exponentially. And that's even before we factor in the effect of the Bitcoin halving in March of next year. So it's good times and prosperous times ahead for people who are already invested in Bitcoin. If you're not already invested in Bitcoin, use one of the links in the description below. Start your investment, start to build a position because there will come a time, I don't know exactly when that day is, whether that's 18 months or 2 years, when it will be too late to invest in Bitcoin, because all of the large institutions like the Blackrocks will have taken up the position, both in terms of their ETF involvement, but also direct ownership of Bitcoin and custody thereof. Now, it's interesting also, I just want to make another point, that there's no mention at this stage of focus or ETFs around other cryptocurrencies. So Ethereum being number 2, and then obviously there's a range of other cryptos like Cardano, XRP, Polkadot, Solana, etc. There's no focus on those, and my position on that is similar to that of Michael Saylor.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a
in that clip, Michael Saylor states that there is no second best, and I think much of the institutional focus is on Bitcoin, as I've mentioned. Okay, so those are my thoughts on the incoming Bitcoin. Those are my thoughts on the incoming Bitcoin ETF from BlackRock, and there'll be other ETFs coming as well. And how you should react to that is by, in my view, strengthening your position with Bitcoin. And obviously, this is a video made for entertainment purposes. You must do your own due diligence and do your own research and make your own investment decisions. Thanks for watching this video all the way through. I hope you found it useful. If you have, please give me a like. Click on one of the 2 thumbnails to watch another video from me. I look forward to speaking to you next time. Until then, peace.